words, we didn't need 30 million Mexicans. We already had African Americans, and I mean African Americans, not immigrants, and we already had the Puerto Ricans.
And what about...
I'm just stating we didn't need the 1965 Act for all this vibrancy we're getting, because we're getting a lot of crime and welfare youth.
Ann Coulter went on Bill Maher's show, Real Time with Bill Maher, and took down an entire woke panel, including Joy Reid, the woke idiot that you guys all know and love. Let's get into this clip here, where Ann Coulter just absolutely demolishes not just Bill Maher, not just Joy Reid, but this entire panel of woke idiots. And she's so good at just absolutely breaking down your entire worldview for all these woke idiots. You could just tell a lot of times whenever the camera pans over to the guests that are on these shows that Ann Coulter goes on and destroys them, they're just in shock. Like I showed that Piers Morgan clip yesterday in the Ann Coulter video that I did, and their jaws are just on the floor because they don't know what to say. They can't respond to her. They can't combat what she's saying. They just know that they don't like how they feel when she says it. Let's get into this clip here where Ann Coulter takes down this entire panel of woke idiots, including Joy Reid, on Real Time with Bill Maher.
Years has been zero, but because our economy got worse, theirs got better. Mexican women used to have 7 children, and now they have 2. I think that would make a big difference. So let's say everything you say is true, which it isn't.
Well, let's say it isn't. Your snotty little remark aside, it's irrelevant. The point at issue is, should America's immigration policy be used to benefit the people already here, or should it be benefiting Pakistani pushcart operators, illiterate in their own language, never mind ours, who come here, go on welfare, commit terrorism, engage in crimes?
All right,
why wouldn't you look out across the world like a sports team does and try to get the creme de la creme? Not like this audience. We don't want these people. We want the creme de la creme. We want to up the average. Up the average.
You gotta give it to her. She ain't afraid. You gotta give her that.
But she's also wrong.
Okay. Now,
she's also wrong.
What's the rebuttal?
Look, 30 million, 12 million.
Big difference.
I would just say one thing. Worry about the 50 million Latinos in the United States of America that are here legally. Worry about that 50 million.
Why? Why would we worry about that 50 million? That's such a stupid statement. It's like saying, worry about the however many millions of the population there are that aren't murderers. Like, why would we worry about the people who are committing murder when there's so many more people out there who are not murderers? Worry about the so many people out there, the vast majority of the population, that don't commit crime. Why would we worry about the crime rate, guys? There's so many people out there that don't commit crime. Why would we worry about all the people who are here legally, the immigrants who are here legally? Why would we worry about all those people who are not here legally, I should say, when there's so many people who are here legally? That's such a stupid argument, dude. You can tell this guy, he's lost already. He already lost to Ann Coulter right there.
And who care deeply, because of many of the people that you refer to as murderers and rapists and criminals and people that are on welfare are their aunts, their uncles, their classmates, they work with them. These are people they care about. So what I think that Ann Coulter is actually doing, along with Donald Trump, is that they're just revving up, it's like a Latino registration machine. Because every time they say these things, now I say this quite seriously, 1 million Latinos turn 18 every year in the United States of America, and they're all American citizens of the United States.
And 4 million.
And here's what happens. And here's what happens. They become the basis of the new American coalition, the new American political coalition, that is young people, that is Latinos, that is immigrants, it's African Americans, it's Asians, it's gay people, it's people that care about the economy, and it's people that care about the environment. And look, you're never going to take the White House with this kind of politics ever again, because there's a new American politics.
Oh, man. Did this age poorly? Did this age poorly, man? Not only did Donald Trump take the White House again, but the lefties and Joy Reid, who was sitting right next to this guy and sitting right next to Ann Coulter on this panel, is blaming the Latinos for Donald Trump taking the White House again. This couldn't have aged any more poorly. I'm so glad I came across this clip.
All right, but that didn't exactly answer her question.
Can I attempt to answer your question, Ms. Coulter? Because I think one of the things that we have to do in this country is to stop lying. We were earlier talking and touched on the issue.
There's no shot. There's no chance that you can. Joy Reid, as this little banner down here is saying, Joy Reid, MSNBC national correspondent. As that banner is on the screen, on Joy Reid's face, she says, I think one thing we have to do as a country is stop lying. As you have MSNBC national correspondent next to your name right there. That is crazy, man. This clip is absolute gold.
Issue of slavery. Ever since the forcible removal of millions of African Americans from chattel slavery, this country has been importing new slave labor.
That's right.
Because this country wants and runs and is fueled by cheap labor.
That's
whether it was Puerto Ricans, whether it was people we drew from Mexico to come here and continue to do so because the people who are on your side, big agriculture.
On my side,
big
but I agree.
agriculture, the big corporate interests who want people to come.
Well, she does say that.
I agree with you.
Here, okay, well, once we bring people here, people's family members, people whose families are born here, are American. Both my parents are immigrants, so I take great exception to any kind of negative characterization of them. I had one come from Africa, my mother came from the Caribbean. When they came here, they came for the same reason that everyone does, for opportunity, for education. And when they're contributing to our society and they have a child here, like me, I'm a first-generation American, and I'm fully American, despite the fact that both my parents were born outside of this.
Okay. That's...
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
That also doesn't answer my point, though it buttresses one of the main points I am making. Yeah, this is cheap labor, and particularly...
But then why isn't the book called Thugs?
Well...
How corporate Republicans are decimating the middle class.
Stupid.
Okay.
In fact, as I told Scott, that's the one error in the book, the title. I didn't argue. You haven't read the book.
I've read it 3 times.
But I'll tell you what's in it.
On the plane, in the hot tub, once high, once straight.
It is far more of an attack on Republicans, on big business, on the Chamber of Commerce than it is on the left.
I agree.
I didn't want to subject at all, but if I listed all the people who are trying to turn our country into a third world hellhole, it would go on to the back page.
Let me ask you something personal.
Look, the question is still... I'm glad you're here, but why should America care that other people of the world are happy? They should care about the ones who are here now, including you.
And all the fruit you eat, all the vegetables you eat, they are all picked by foreign labor.
They can be picked by machines. These are all people going to be...
They can also be picked by, I mean, like, what are you saying? Do you have to be some kind of intelligent person to pick fruit? It can be picked by machines. It could be picked by a toddler. Like, it doesn't matter. In fact, they probably are picked by toddlers a lot of the times in these evil, corrupt countries that these people are fleeing to the United States from. That's ridiculous. Dude, I can't believe these people are this stupid. Like, I know I'm not some kind of genius. I know I'm not some kind of, like, there's no way I'm a genius, right? But these people's IQs are so low. Like, it's so easy. If there wasn't an audience that just cheered every single time they spoke because they opposed Ann Coulter, I almost called her Anna Kasparian, Ann Coulter, then they would just look like absolute idiots. You know, if this was actually, you know, no audience here to keep interrupting, no moderator and Bill Maher to keep interrupting Ann Coulter, they would look like absolute idiots. They would look like absolute fools. But this is a 4-on-1 debate. And if you add in the audience, probably like 104-on-1 debate. And yeah, I mean, it's still an absolute annihilation by Ann Coulter.
On welfare soon. Yes, there are machines that can now pick strawberries.
You cannot
strawberries, tomatoes, and you don't have to pay them Social Security.
Picked by machines.
You don't. That's
because people who come to this country with their families.
All right. You know what?
But you will not recognize the justice of their neighbor.
The answer is you can mechanize all this.
We're not going to. You know what? This is over.
I knew I'd be talked over, and I couldn't answer.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to talk over each other.
Okay,
that's not what we do on this show. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll take.
So I will take over, and I'll just ask you 2 more questions, and then we'll get on to the Pope. 1, Geraldo's your great friend. Is he okay with this book?
Yes, I said something very nice about the Puerto Ricans. They made our country more vibrant.
Okay, all right.
I pointed it out to him.
All right. And also...
So we didn't, in other words, we didn't need 30 million Mexicans. We already had African Americans, and I mean African Americans, not immigrants, and we already had the Puerto Ricans.
And what about?
I'm just
what,
stating
what
we
about,
didn't need the 1965 Act for all this vibrancy we're getting, because we're getting a lot of crime
and what
and
about
welfare use.
Your imaginary friend, Jesus Christ? What? I mean, would he be okay with this attitude about the?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
You don't have to
All right.
take homeless people to sleep in your bed to prove you're a Christian. This is our home.
Seems like he would like that. Okay.
It's so crazy how just blatantly you can disrespect Christianity like that. If you did that to any other religion, I mean, bad things would happen to you, but also it would never happen because you're scared of the bad things happening to you. Like if you did that to Judaism or Islam or any other religion. But Bill Maher says your imaginary friend Jesus, and then not only does he say that and nothing happens, but the audience cheers. You hear woo, yeah, woohoo, anti-Christian. We love that. Anyway, let me know in the comments you guys thinking about Ann Coulter absolutely demolishing this panel. They got, like I said, absolutely embarrassed. And if the audience wasn't there to keep interrupting her and cheering on the other people who were opposing her here, they would have looked way worse. And if Bill Maher wasn't there to moderate, they would have looked way worse. Like I said, I know I'm not some kind of genius. The IQs of these people and the arguments that they're making are so bad and just so easy to refute. It's like arguing with a child, like genuinely. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Ann Coulter absolutely destroying this panel of woke idiots, including Joy Reid and Bill Maher.